Hello everybody, my name is Thundersporks, and to give a bit of a premise, I do a challenge on Hypixel Skyblock called the One Life Ironman Challenge. As the name entails, I am playing Hypixel Skyblock with one life, or as more commonly known, hardcore, and I'm doing it in the Ironman difficulty game mode. Hypixel Skyblock is an MMORPG, and today I am posing a question to both the Hypixel community and also my community about whether a death that has occurred should count. I have compiled some information about the death and the circumstances surrounding it, and I will present that now. Hello everybody, just a quick video today. We recently had an issue in Hypixel Skyblock where I died, but seemingly by some dubious means, so I want to leave it up to the community to decide if this death should count. Now, before the premise, here is the kind of crossways that I've noticed already. Please feel free to make your own decisions on this, and also, I would appreciate it if you have any information about this. Please reach out or give me a way to, or find a way to reach out to me or go to anywhere that you can to reach out so then you can give me some information on this, because essentially we died and it incremented the death counter. Here's what happened. I was grinding out for a leaping sword, or at least for the materials for some spider minions. And while grinding, we died to a conjoined brood, which I will show you the clip right now. Yeah, that's Twitch. It was probably spam because you said "what's up" with a lot of P. That makes sense. What? That was a death. As you can see, conjoined brood. Germa covers it here, but it's Thundersporks was killed by conjoined brood. I want to walk us through this. So, I was running up. Here is someone doing a spider slayer. Now then, I tried to look into what a conjoined brood is. There wasn't much that gave me information. This is what we found during the stream. During the final phase, essentially, it calls out the primordial brood mother. Alright, so till death do us part, which doesn't appear in tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. So it's only a tier 5. Till death do us part. At 0% health, calls out to the primordial broodmother, who will awaken and fuse with the broodfather, creating the conjoined brood. The brood has 2x health and damage, but only uses passive abilities, which would include AoE. So I made a Reddit post. It's still in its infancy, and while it has gotten a few views, I'm going to let that sit for a while. I try to go onto the Hypixel wiki to search for it, to search for answers, finding very little on the conjoined brood. Some information about it. So I went through these, and all I really found was visual bugs or in practice bugs, such as abilities not working or being too subtle to notice, as well as a few other visual bugs, and a lot of claims that it was in general buggy or unpolished. I didn't see any damage mentioned, or any damage bugs mentioned, besides abilities that didn't seem to exist. Because of this, I do believe that there is reason to say that it might be that this creature is buggy in the game, but I don't have enough data to say it is or is not. The boss is killed, eggs left to hatch into brood spawn that swarms the player as the boss revives into the conjoined brood with additional HP and damage based on the amount of eggs that hatched. I still don't know what the conjoined brood is, but this gives me the idea, as well as the wiki itself, that it's a final phase. So it shouldn't have been able to damage me, but it did. I tried to make a forum post, but I had to make an account for the forum, so I don't have the ability to make a post yet. If you have an account that can make a forum post, I would appreciate it if you could try and maybe make a post, maybe? I don't know. I'm just trying to get as many eyes on this, and potentially answers as well, so then I can figure out what is the conjoined brood. It's a phase of the spider boss, but I want to figure out, is this a bug or not? Here's our thing. Jumps up. That bottom one is killed. Dealt half our damage right here without any direct damage, so I can assume this looks like an AoE. I see that this is Spider Slayers, but I don't notice the health bar damage. I fall. I notice the jockey skeleton and jockey spider, so I decide to fall, run over. In this time, I'm dealt major damage down to 68 HP. Kill the jockey, and am killed. Now then, I'm going to play Devil's Advocate, and I also want to play my advocate. 1. This shouldn't have happened. I'll start with my advocation. My plea bargain to you all. This doesn't seem like it should happen. The Conjoined Brood appears to be a tier 5 exclusive for the Spider Slayers. Thus, it shouldn't be able to damage me at my at this point in the playthrough, we are 32 hours in and have not touched Spider Slayers. What we are doing is grinding out a Leaping Sword. Here's the counterpoint. I'll play Devil's Advocate here. I had plenty of time to recognize my health was low. And on top of that, I did die, and in a few seconds, I checked /death count. It does increment /death count by 1. This was our gear set, mind be. We had perfect helmet, perfect chest plate, perfect leggings, and perfect boots. Our chest plate was the only thing that made up to tier 2. Our weapon was the sharp super cleaver. Deaths. Conjoined Brood. It procced. 1 death to a Conjoined Brood. Now then, once again, I did die, and that did increment death count. We have counted bugs in the past, but the last time we counted a bug was over 2 years ago. I've kind of changed my perspective on bugs, and I think it's up to community if a bug should count as a death or not. Like I said, I don't think it should count. It seems to be... Mind me, if I tried attacking any tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, or tier 5 spider thing, because I hadn't done any slayers, I wouldn't be able to deal damage. But it appears the AoE of the tier 5 has dealt damage, or somehow it did deal damage. But once again, I had time to react, and on top of that, I did die, and that did increment death count. Now, I originally thought it didn't increment... I originally thought it was a bug death, especially because it didn't increment my loss of money. But the thing is that I also had a booster cookie on at the time. That was barely left over, but still existed on me. So that is why the money did not proc. Now then, I'm going to leave it up to community vote. Currently, on my page, I have a post up. This explains the same story that I had at the beginning of this. I've done a bit more research, as you can see here, into the issue. If you believe that it is a bug, then this one is, your choice. And if you believe it is a death and we restart, this one is your choice. I have no qualms either way. I completely understand. But this is the current information. This is what I'm going to provide you all with. If you do not wish to do it there, on the Discord currently, we also have a poll here. Same thing. Thank you for your consideration. I plan to leave these polls up for 5 days, counting today, or the day that it happened. So, 4 days. I guess I should just state the ending of it. On the 28th, the poll ends. The 28th of December of 2025. That is when the poll ends. And I will tally up the poll results, and that's how we will decide what happened, what's the course of action here. I will also be doing some research into, once again, more of this. I'm going to try and get my way into the Hypixel forums, or find someone who can get me to the Hypixel forums. I'm going to keep an eye on the Reddit posts I made on the Hypixel Reddit. And we're going to see if I can get an answer of any information at all. And I would like thank you for your consideration. I hope you all have a great time doing whatever you're doing. And thank you for listening.